I owned a truck parts business, and we sold heavy-duty truck parts. Yeah, I had a Margarita, and that's the last thing I remember seeing my teeth. I was 17 years old when I met Ray. Remember, we were married 63 years.
That's right. You're part of a sorority here.
Beta Sigma Phi. I think you've talked to some of my sisters.
I have.
They had a prayer vigil here 3 days after Ray died. They all came over here and sat in my den, and we all prayed.
Oh.
And it helped me so much.
So remember me.
Pat, thank you for bringing us into your home. This is beautiful. I love this little library. We have a library at home too, so we're really a fan of having books on a shelf. It's beautiful. So are you originally from Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas?
No, originally my husband and I are from Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, not too far then.
No, not too far. And from there we were transferred and eventually ended up in Houston.
Oh, that's far.
In 72 and lived there until 2002 and came here.
So you've been here quite some time
then.
Yeah,
23 years.
23 years. So what made you want to move to Horseshoe Bend? What brought you here?
We wanted to live around a lake.
Okay.
I grew up in the summers and on weekends. We were just west of a beautiful lake off the Tennessee River called Pickwick Lake. My mom and dad had a summer home there. So we started looking for property within a certain distance of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, his brother called and said, "You won't believe how close this place is to you," but he said, "Come on up here and take a look."
How far is Houston from here?
Well, it's right at 600 miles.
Oh, that's not that bad.
I think he meant from where we grew up. From
Memphis,
it's only about 150 miles from Memphis.
about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that.
2.5 hours.
Not bad.
And so I was still working.
Mm-hmm.
My husband drove up here over a weekend and loved it. Wanted me to come and enjoy it as much as he did, and we actually bought this property and had the house built.
Really? So you've been in this exact house?
For 20
And it's beautiful, right? I mean, it's right on the lake.
It is.
And
we're very fortunate to have found this piece of property. Yeah.
And I have to say, I have to put this out there. When we first visited here, this was maybe 6 years ago, maybe before that. We took the boat out with Mindy's folks, and Mindy loved this house. She was like, "Wow, that house is so cool." And now here we are sitting in it. How funny is that? Now, did you still work at the time? Were you able to move your jobs here, or were you retired?
Actually, I had a really bad injury and had to quit my job in Houston. I had fallen down some stairs and broke my hip, and I was in a wheelchair for a long time. I ended up having to have my hip replaced, and I had it done here at the University of Arkansas Medical Sciences.
Okay.
And it healed after about a year. And at that time, I was at an age where I was close to retirement. There was really not anything around here for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to nursing school.
So you weren't a nurse before moving out here?
Oh, no.
What did you do in Houston?
In Houston, I owned a business. My husband and I owned a business, and it couldn't have been further from the healthcare. I owned a truck parts business. It was called Southern Transport Parts, and we sold heavy-duty truck parts, not little
like the big trucks.
Cylinders, the big truck
the
parts.
diesel
Our inventory was tremendous.
Wow.
Yeah, we had
what got you guys into that business?
My next door neighbor in Houston owned a trailer manufacturing company, and we were having dinner one night. He just jokingly said, "You know, I really need a trailer salesman person," and I thought I could do that. Just on a whim, and he hired me. I hadn't worked in a while and certainly didn't have the experience, but it was successful. I don't know if the novelty of having a woman call on you, I don't know. But nevertheless, I enjoyed it. And the knowledge started there. I had a pretty good understanding of trucking. So it was pretty easy to morph over into trailers, into actual selling the parts that make them up. And we had that business for 11 years.
And your husband, what did he do during that time?
He was a director at Cisco Food Services.
Okay, I've heard of Cisco. Big place.
Yeah, it's a very big place. And I always say, Ray did that so that he made the living so that I could have the business. It turned out to be pretty successful.
For both of you?
Yes.
And so when did he ended up quitting then, I imagine, and then you
He
both
actually,
invested?
Ray actually retired during the time that we had the business, and then he came over and helped.
I see.
Not full time, but he was involved in it.
So it was pretty much your business that
Yes.
you ran
Yes.
successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Did you sell the business? Did you just?
We did. When I say it was my business, I had a business partner.
Oh, okay.
I was the managing principal partner.
Okay.
We sold the business to a company, and that was in '96. We started the business in '83. So what's that? 13 years.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I continued to be the managing partner.
I see.
I had a contract. Then I went back to my first love, and that was nursing.
I see.
Because I had started nursing school at what was then Memphis State University. Now it's the University of Memphis. It was their first baccalaureate nursing program, and I had done that for a year, had gotten some credits under my belt, and I always wanted to go back into nursing, and I had the opportunity to do that when I moved here.
So you had a second career.
A second career, absolutely, and I enjoyed it so much.
And you still do it a little bit right now.
1 day a week.
Just at a hospital around here?
Yes, it's called Fulton County Hospital. It's in Salem, which is just east of here. I've worked there for 18 years.
Wow.
And now all I do for them, I call all of the discharged patients, whether it's been the emergency room patients or what we call swing bed or inpatients, and all of our endoscopy patients, follow up on their experience. It's actually a Medicare requirement, but I enjoy it, and I choose the time that I want to go.
That's great.
Fine.
So you mentioned your husband.
Yes.
I know, I can see he's not here. What's your husband's name, and how long were you two married?
My husband died in December of last year on my birthday. We were married 63 years.
63 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's a long time.
It's a very long time. Very long. I miss him terribly.
I imagine. What was his name?
Ray. Raymond.
Okay. Maybe you said
and
that.
He was very active in the community. He was an elder in our church.
So where did you meet Ray?
I met him in Memphis.
Okay.
When I was 17 years old when I met Ray. Remember, we were married 63 years.
That's right.
So I was a child.
Yeah.
I was coming home from church with my brother and sister and a neighbor across the street, a guy that I had known for a long time, was out working on his truck or his car and invited me over, and there were these two really good-looking guys there who happened to be brothers. And I got to know Ray. Ray was 7 years older than me.
Okay.
So he had already served in Korea and had gotten out of Korea. He was with the Army Security Agency there. I'd been to college for a year. I was going into my sophomore year when we got married.
What do you think was a key to that 63 years? What kept you guys going?
Total commitment through the good and the bad. And I said, you have to take your vows very seriously. I mean, I don't know anybody who hasn't at one time thought, I have got to get out of here.
Yeah.
But you make your vows and you communicate well. You make sure that you don't go to bed mad at each other. I think the word is good communication and commitment.
So what could you say about Ray? What was it about Ray that you know, after 63 years, what did you love about him?
Once he made up his mind, he was pretty effective in his decisions. He could be talked out of something, but if he really believed in it, he stayed with that idea. He was a good father, a good man, kind of a quirky personality. Ray had no filters, you know, and sometimes that rubs people the wrong way.
It can.
I never shall forget at his memorial service, our pastor said, the thing about Ray is he could have a discussion with you and he could let you think that it was your idea when it really was his idea. And I thought that probably described Ray very well.
So you're part of a sorority here
Yes.
in town. What's that all about?
Beta Sigma Phi. I think you've talked to some of my sisters.
I have.
Now we're a career chapter.
Okay.
We're not a college chapter. It's an international group of women. I can't remember how many members we have internationally, but I know that some of my sorority sisters, Barbara Bush was my sorority sister, Hillary Clinton.
Oh, okay.
So we've got a lot of variety of women out there.
Uh-huh.
But this chapter that we have here in Horseshoe Bend, I'm a member for 22 years since I've been here. Our president, you've spoken about June. She's an excellent leader.
Yep.
She's a good organizer, and she's very innovative in her thinking, and has helped us grow our chapter. I think we're probably going to have another rush because we're getting older. Right now we currently have 13 members and 5 of us are over 90. So we can't do the heavy lifting anymore.
Right.
But it started out in Kansas City after the Depression, and it basically was developed for a way for women to get out socially and to meet each other.
That's great.
And
are there chapters everywhere?
There are.
Okay.
Here in Arkansas, I know there's a chapter in Little Rock. There's a chapter right over here in Salem.
Okay.
We just started up.
So what's the objective? What do you?
Sisterhood.
Okay, just to get together and
we come together. We meet once a month, the third Monday of every month. We met yesterday. We raise money. We've had 2 spring flings, and both of them, your mother-in-law kind of spearheaded. She'd heard about the idea out in Colorado and presented it to us, and we thought it was like a ladies' tea. Well, it ended up being a great fundraiser. We don't keep any of the money. We give it away.
Yeah.
And so we have helped the community. We raised $2,600 for a group here called the Eagles. It's kind of a restaurant, social gathering place.
Yeah.
And they are very effective in the community.
Okay.
And they had a problem.
They had a fire or something.
A fire,
right? Yeah.
yes. And
I see.
we raised $2,600 for them. We have a fund for a young boy whose dad was a policeman and died. I think he's probably about 3 now. We were able to deposit about $2,200 in his bank account.
That's wonderful.
And we give to, it's called New Beginnings, a pregnancy center. So we are a service organization. Our biggest fundraiser is we sell Stuckey's and nuts, a variety of nuts, around Thanksgiving for the holidays, and that's how we fund our scholarships. Last year we gave 2 $500 scholarships. The year before we were able to give 2 $750. We try to keep it within Izard County, but that's our big fundraiser every year, and we're getting started. I'm the chairman of that, and I have been for a long time, and we've already met and got our call list together, and we'll plan the strategy for how we're going to put it all together. And
just keeps you busy, keeps you
very
engaged.
busy.
That's really great.
Yes, and the community looks forward to it.
Right. So when you're not doing all this busy stuff, right, what do you do for fun? What do you hobbies? Do you do anything?
I like to read.
Do you like to read? I can see that. Do you read nonfiction or fiction? What's
a little of both. I like historical fiction.
Do you? Okay.
And historical nonfiction. Since my husband died, I haven't been able to concentrate enough to read.
Really?
I've gotten so many books from the library and maybe read a third of them, but my concentration is just really not very good. So I try to read my devotional every day and Bible commentaries, that sort of thing, but it's hard to concentrate. Yeah.
Why is that?
My mind drifts.
Memories?
The memories, and then to the responsibility of when you try to manage the finances and manage everything and the lawn service. I just have so much to do. So
there's one more thing we need to ask. You got to tell the story. You said you lost a crown.
I told Mindy, I'm kind of embarrassed about this whole thing because it's not the first time it's happened. But I had a bottom bridge. Emma, they don't want to talk to you. You can have a hug and you have to sit down. Okay, all right, go sit. Go. I think it didn't fit properly, and I was conscious of when I was alone, I'd kind of reach up there and take it out, and I might find it by the bedside, or I might find it somewhere, I'd be late for work because I couldn't find my teeth. Who wants to go to work? Well, friends of ours had a birthday, and this was back on the 25th of August, because that was his birthday. My oldest son, Patrick from Houston, was here. he's a broker and he's able to work from here, so he'll come stay a couple of weeks at a time. And we decided to take our friends to this Mexican restaurant. And by the way, they serve margaritas. And by the way, I'm not a drinker. But we had a margarita, and that's the last thing I remember seeing my teeth. I said, whoa, it was so strong. We got out to the car to come home, and the next morning I get up to go to work, and I'm like, where is my bridge? I called the restaurant. I thought maybe it was in somebody's guacamole, or whatever. And I was so embarrassed. First of all, you try to explain.
Yeah, where's my tooth?
Yeah,
Did somebody find my tooth?
Especially people who don't speak very good English.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
habla English?
Yeah.
Bridge, tooth.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing your story. I'm really sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I can't even imagine, I mean, I hope Mindy and I don't know if we'll get close to 60, but I imagine that it would be, for either one of us, pretty devastating to lose a partner like that of that long. So sorry for your loss, but I do want to thank you for taking the time. I love your story. Thank you for sharing everything that you shared. Thank you for showing us your beautiful home.
Well, and thank you so much for asking me. I want to say one quick thing about my sorority sisters.
Yes, please.
They were so supportive and still are. They had a prayer vigil here 3 days after Ray died. They all came over here and sat in my den, and we all prayed.
Oh.
And it helped me so much. I love my sorority sisters. It's your mom. So thank you for coming.
Of course. Pat, thank you so much.
So nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. What will your life look like at 82? Unfortunately, the loss of your best friend may be a part of it, but for Pat, it hasn't stopped her from continuing to live a vibrant and service-filled life. She surrounds herself with friends and fills her days with purpose and forward progress. What may appear to be a simple story from a small town is really a life to be modeled after. A thriving sisterhood and a 63-year marriage is proof that there are people in this world who place value on one of the most important things in life, a commitment to loving relationships. Thank you, Pat, for sharing your story. Until next time, thank you for watching.